No book can replace a trained doctor, but that doesn't stop people from asking the question. Every year, millions of people search for ways to handle health problems at home. Some want to be more prepared for emergencies. Others live far from medical facilities. And many simply want to understand basic health situations without relying entirely on online searches. This is where books like The Home Doctor enter the conversation. The idea behind these guides is not to compete with professional medicine, but to provide practical knowledge about common health situations that people may encounter in everyday life. Still, the question remains, can a book like this actually replace a doctor? To answer that, we first need to understand the real problem many households face. Most people are not trained to handle even basic medical situations. That if someone cuts their hand while cooking, burns themselves with hot water, or starts feeling unusual symptoms late at night, the typical response is uncertainty. People search online, ask friends, or try to guess what might be happening. The problem is that information found online is often scattered and inconsistent. One article may say one thing, another article may say something different. Without medical training, it can be difficult to know which information is reliable. A structured guide attempts to organize this type of information in a clearer way. Books like The Home Doctor are designed to gather common medical scenarios into a single reference. Instead of searching through dozens of articles, readers can review explanations that are organized by situation. For example, the book discusses topics like cuts, burns, dehydration, infections, and common illnesses. These are not rare medical events. They are everyday problems that most people will eventually experience. The goal of the guide is to explain what these situations are, what basic steps may help manage them, and when professional care becomes necessary. This brings us to an important distinction. Knowledge and treatment are not the same thing. A book can explain how a wound should be cleaned. It can describe symptoms that may indicate dehydration. It can outline general first aid steps, but it cannot examine a patient, run diagnostic tests, or make medical decisions based on complex symptoms. Doctors spend years learning how to interpret subtle signs that may not be obvious to someone without training. Point 2. People may experience similar symptoms but require completely different treatments. That kind of judgment comes from experience, education, and clinical practice. Because of that, the idea that a book could replace a doctor is unrealistic. However, that does not mean books like this are useless. In fact, their value lies in something much more practical. They help people understand the basics. For instance, many minor injuries become worse simply because people do not know how to handle them correctly. A small cut that is not cleaned properly can become infected. A burn that is treated incorrectly can damage the skin further. Basic first aid knowledge can prevent these kinds of problems. Another example is dehydration. During heat waves, illness, or physical exertion, the body can lose fluids faster than expected. Recognizing the early signs of dehydration can allow someone to respond quickly before the situation becomes more serious. A book can explain these signs and offer simple guidance about what to watch for. Another area where guides like this can be useful is preparedness. Unexpected events do happen. Power outages, storms, travel disruptions, or living in remote areas can sometimes delay access to professional care. In those moments, even simple knowledge can make a difference. Knowing how to stop bleeding, clean a wound, or recognize dangerous symptoms can buy valuable time until proper medical care becomes available. That kind of preparation is often overlooked because most people assume help will always be nearby. But preparation is not about replacing professionals. It is about understanding what to do while waiting for them. Another benefit of structured guides is organization. Instead of scattered advice across dozens of websites, a book can present information in a logical order. Topics are grouped by situation, making it easier to find relevant explanations quickly. For some people, this makes learning basic health concepts less overwhelming. It also encourages readers to think more carefully about health situations that might occur at home. However, it is important to maintain realistic expectations. No book can diagnose illness. No book can evaluate complex symptoms. No book can replace professional medical care when it is needed. The purpose of a guide like The Home Doctor is educational. It introduces readers to practical knowledge about everyday health situations. The key insight is simple: preparation is not about becoming your own doctor. It is about understanding enough to respond responsibly when something unexpected happens. A household that knows basic first aid, understands common symptoms, and keeps simple medical supplies available is better prepared than one that relies entirely on guesswork. This type of knowledge reduces panic and helps people make more informed decisions. In other words, the real value of a book like this is awareness. It helps readers recognize problems earlier, respond more calmly, and know when professional help is necessary. That awareness can make everyday health situations easier to manage. In the end, the question is not whether a book can replace a doctor. It cannot. The better question is whether learning basic health knowledge can make a household more prepared. For many people, the answer to that question is yes. If you found this explanation helpful, consider subscribing to the channel. Here we look at practical health resources and break them down in simple, clear terms so the information is easier to understand. And if you want to explore the guide discussed in this video, you can also check the link in the description. It leads to the official page where you can review the full details and see what topics are included in the book.